2.5 tons worth of memorabilia we've got out the boat. So you've got engineering spares, you've got the ammunition boxes that we used for keeping spare engineering kitting for doing the engines up, you've got sextants, you've got all of the stuff that they would use for navigation, you've got handbooks, you've got torpedo guidance systems, you've got all the stuff that they'd be using to actually make sure the boat was in the right position, you've got binoculars, you've got stuff on Empire ships there so they could actually work out what they were looking at, spare bulbs, this is all the navigational equipment here, cameras.
That's interesting. What's this?
That is the second Enigma machine, because unusually there's 2 Enigma machines on this boat. So you've got the rotors and the QWERTY keyboard. It's the same keyboard as the standard QWERTY keyboard nowadays.
Yeah.
So you've got that one, then you've got a much better version in the display. This is all navigation equipment, and this is the medical side of things, and then going on to how they would have actually sort of whiled away the hours in terms of being on the boat. So you've got gramophone records, Ludo, chess, dominoes.
Dog.
Yeah, well that's been manufactured on the boat by one of the crew. Got pipes, cigars.
It's fascinating that even though it's been under the waterbed, it's still got cigarettes.
Yeah.
Cigarette case.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff was in airports. Krieg's marine underwear. Yeah. What you got here is a periscope, and the other side the Enigma machine, and one of the 2 20mm anti-aircraft guns.
And that would be on the Winter Garden.
That'd be on the Winter Garden, yeah, on the higher part of the Winter Garden. And what you've got here is the vox pops from 5 of the crew, so you can actually listen to some of the actual people saying things. And they used to have cologne, perfume 4711. That's the cologne of the other because it used to stink inside. So.
And these are the names of all the guys on board, were they?
Yeah, that's right, that's the crew. And this is from the Winter Garden itself, so that would be the actual expiring gun. Right. So what we got here is Liberator G for George, and the position where it went down in the Kattegat. It blew one of the 2 Liberators out of the air before the second one got it. And you've got the actual crew there with Flying Officer Neville.
Of Liberator G for George.
G for George, yeah. E for Edward was shot down, but G for George was there. So.
And was this actually used, this section here?
Yeah, that's a one-man life raft. And what you've got there is some of the, that's Neville Bater's flying log as well. So it's the flying log with the actual picture of the U-boat being from the gun camera. Right? So that's the actual flying log, and it says kill, where it actually killed the U-boat. So that's the flying log.
So they actually take photographs as well?
From the gun cameras they would take photographs, yeah. They had to, because that was part of the intelligence that's going. So that's Nolau's pistol and some of the armament out of the vessel itself, which is great. And there's the crew of G for George with Warrant Officer Niggle in charge.
Great.
Okay. I'll show you this. So what you're going to use is one of the 2 Enigma machines. So what you'd do is you'd get those rotors. You might as well listen to this as well and learn something about it. So you've got the rotors there. What you'd do is you'd set the rotors in a particular position there. Then you put the jumpers in a position there. So you've got a standard QWERTY keyboard. So look, it says QWERTY, the same as your typewriter. And what you do is you set those up to a particular setting every day. You put the jumpers in, and then when you typed in English on this, each time you depress the key, a particular light would appear beneath one of these. So you'd be able to write down, say if you press Q, an S would then light up. And then the radio operator would just send the blocks of code off to the headquarters in Germany, and they'd have their Enigma machine set with the same drums on that side and the same jumpers, and then have been what you'd sent on the QWERTY keyboard, and it would decode it on that. And each key had 64 million different combinations. So this was decoded by the people in Bletchley using things called bombs. The unique thing about ours is there were two Enigma machines on board this, so there only should be one. And the 3 levels of code. Just ordinary code, which the wireless operator would just decode and give to the captain. Second level would be first officer, and it would be the captain. And then the final code, which would be the captain by himself. So, then we got an interactive here, which will show you how it works.
What is a QWERTY keyboard?
QWERTY keyboard, it's been around for longer than you think. So it would be a standard typewriter keyboard that if he was a journalist during the war, he'd use a QWERTY keyboard.
But Germans use this.
Yeah. But I think the Yugoslavians invented it, I don't think it was German.
Oh, nice.
But that was see, the other thing that's really interesting is that Bletchley had decoded that, so the Western Approaches Command, which is just over the water, knew where the U-boats were. So it starts getting a bit scary then if you think, well, you know where you've decoded the Kriegsmarines, you know, every move, and he's sending convoys to the deaths, really. Yeah.